A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful. Dear students, welcome in Pakistan International School, Thai, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, virtual learning. This is English for grade 7. This is guided English, lecture number 17. Today we are studying chapter number 12, The Count of Monte Cristo. We'll do the reading and explanation and the exercise in inshallah two lessons, two lectures. I'm your teacher Adnan Sabir Mirza. So let's begin our lesson. Lesson number 12, page number 65. The Count of Monte Cristo. This story of adventure by a Frenchman, Alexandre Dumas, has always been popular with young people all over the world. It can be obtained in simple English language as in the passage below. Originally, this story is in French language, but this is the translated version, and we don't have a full story, we only have a part of it. It tells the story of Edmond Dantes, a French seaman in the 19th century. Students, 19th century mean 1800 and something. So it might be up to 200 years old story. He had just been made captain and was about to marry the beautiful Mercedes when he was arrested by soldier. Mercedes is not the name of the car, it is the name of a lady. Enemies had accused him of wishing to overthrow the king and bring Napoleon back to power. Accused means blamed, and wishing to overthrow means he was wishing to change the king and replace the king with Napoleon. Although he was innocent, he was imprisoned in the dreadful Chateau d'If, a prison on a small island off the coast of France. So he was innocent, and imprisoned means put in the prison, in the dreadful, fearful, dangerous. There he stayed until he had lost all the count of time. So when you are when someone is in jail, he and if he stays for a long time and he is alone over there, he forget the number of days. What day it is, what is the month, what is the name of date, what day, what year it is. One never cannot count. Faria, a prisoner in another cell, dug a tunnel into Dante's cell and they tried to find a way of escaping. One day, Faria died and Dantes decided on a bold, desperate plan. The guards had put Faria's body into a sack and left him. Dantes took Faria's place in the sack. He decided to let the guards lay him in the grave and cover him with earth. Then, since it was night, as soon as they had gone, he would work his way through the earth to be free. Here is the story of his escape. If you want to know what happened next, you must read the book. So this is only the escape part of the book. Only one page. At last, at about the hour which the governor had fixed, footsteps were heard outside. Edmund felt that the great time had come. He must be brave now, braver than ever in his life before. They stopped at the door. He could hear two men. He heard them put down some wooden thing on which they were going to carry this body, like a stretcher or something. The door opened and a dim light reached Dante's eyes. Dim means of low light, or less light. Dante's eyes through the cloth which covered him because he was in the sack, he was in the bag. Uh, he saw two soldiers draw near to his bed. Another man with the lamp remained at the door. One man came to each end of the bed, and they took off the ends of the bag. He is heavy for an old and thin man. He is heavy for an old and thin man, said one as he raised the head. They say that every year adds something to the weight of the bones, said the other, lifting the feet. Now, Edmund, who is the hero, he was suspected that one soldier said to the other that he was heavy, and the saying is a real one that the old people have heavy bones. You have you tied it on? Asked the first speaker. Yes. What would be the use of carrying so much more weight? Was the reply. I can do that when we get there. Yes, you are right, answered the other. Tied it on. Tied what on? Thought dentist. They put the supposed dead body on the carrier. Then the party moved up the steps, the man with the lamp going in front. Suddenly, Dante felt the cold and fresh night air. The men went forward some 20 yards, then stopped and put the body down. One of them went away. Dante heard the sound of his shoes on the stone. Where am I? He asked himself. Really, he is a heavy load, said the other man, sitting down on the edge of the carrier. For a minute, Dante thought of making his escape now, but he did not try to do so. Give me some light, give me some light, you, said the other fellow. Oh, or I shall not find what I am looking for. The man with the lamp did as he was asked. What can he be looked for? Thought Edmund. It is something to make the grave with, but surely that must be ready. Here it is. I have found it. The man came forward at once. He heard some heavy object laid down beside him. Then something was tied around his feet. Is that tied strongly enough? Asked the man who was looking on. Yes, that won't come off, I can tell you, was the answer. Move on then. Canty felt himself lifted up again and they moved some yards forward. They stopped to open a door, then forward again. The noise of the wave beating against the rocks came clearly to Dante's ear. Bad weather, said one of them. Not a nice night for going on the last journey. Why, yes, old, uh, old Faria won't be able to keep dry, said the other, and both laughed loudly. Dante could not understand this, but his hair stood on end. Well, here we are at last, said one of them. A little farther, said the other. You know very well that the last one was stopped on the way, fell on the rocks, and the governor told us next day that we were careless fellows. They went up 5 or 6 more steps. Then Dante felt them take him by the head and by the feet. One, said the man. Two, three, and away. Then Dante felt himself thrown into the air. He was falling, falling. His blood ran cold. He was being drawn quickly down by some heavy weight. Yet it seemed to him as if the time was 100 years. At last, with a fearful noise, he entered the cold water. As he did so, he gave a cry, which was stopped at once by cold water as it closed over him. Dantes had been thrown into the sea and was drawn down towards the bottom by great stone tied to his feet. The sea was the grave of Chatai Dev. So, what the soldiers or the people who were taking him out, they had tied a heavy stone with the help of a rope to his feet. So he went uh, into the sea and was drowned or maybe escaped. So this is a mystery. Here we have found in the story that if you want to know the full story, you have to read it. So this was the reading section. Inshallah, in the next phase, we'll try to complete the exercise. Now, so this was a story. You can read it once again, or you can listen to my reading again. So this is all. And dear students, as you know, the pandemic of COVID-19 coronavirus is all around us, and we are doing this online classes due to this reason. So this is my humble request and suggestion to you to stay home and don't be social with strangers outside your home. Don't go to bakalas or supermarkets and don't interact. If you are supposed to go, use proper precautions, wear a mask, wear gloves, use the disinfectants, and uh, do every care possible. And when you come back, wash your hand properly, wash your nose, wash your eyes, and stay home, stay safe. This is the best practice. If you get infected, you can transmit it to your near and dear ones. This is very dangerous. This uh, this disease is very dangerous for all of us. That's why the government all over the world, governments all over the world are taking care of us. Especially the Saudi Arabia is doing very well and taking every precaution for our safety and the safety of other citizens and residents. So it is our duty to take care of ourselves, for others, and for ourselves. So for now, for today, take care and goodbye. Best wishes. Assalamu alaikum.